Anyway, let's go on to our next guest, and that is the Irish Hotspur. Let's bring him on.
Man of his word.
First and foremost, Dave, great show this morning. I thought it was really good, and the little tweaks that we made to it, I thought really worked well, didn't it?
No, I thought it worked out. I mean, even if you look at the views alone, they doubled from what they were last season. So, I mean, look, credit to Brian and Bob as well, and Simon for getting up early and coming on with me and helping create what it was. But look, at the end of the day, we wanted to make it better for you guys out there. So hopefully everyone else enjoyed it.
I was speaking to you last night, Dave. You couldn't sleep because Spurs were back on in the morning. Sleepless night. How good is it to finally see Spurs back?
Oh, look, it's absolutely unbelievable. Look, for me, I did have trouble sleeping last night. Look, down to the heat as well. But I've been extremely excited all week. I mean, at the end of the day, it's boring without Tottenham playing. It's just great to see, you know, the boys in our sacred jersey out there running around representing us. And look, I know people are going to tell me the season starts in August, but my season started today, and we are back. Come on, you Spurs.
Definitely right. And obviously people say, you know, it's only a friendly, you can't read too much into it. Even actually, I got a quote from Conte saying, he said, honestly, today was a friendly. My mentality was to just win. I didn't ask the players for high intensity. I just asked them to go out there and be careful of the physical aspect and just enjoy. So he was just...
I mean, they put high enough intensity in training. You know, I was surprised they could even stand on the pitch today.
But David, you're a very analytical guy. I know how you like to read into things. What could you tell me about what you saw today?
First of all, it's never a friendly. To me, it's like a Champions League final. I mean, I don't want to lose anything.
Look, you should be buzzing, mate, in the final.
I am buzzing. I agree with Conte on a lot of things, but don't try and tell me it's a friendly. Look, people have been saying it to me all day on my stream, Dave, it's a friendly. No, it's not. It's a Tottenham game. I want to win. That's it at the end of the day. I'm a born winner. You can't help that. But, look, in terms of today, I think, look, there's an awful lot of positives to take. And I'll start with the positives because I'm a positive guy. Harry Kane. Unbelievable, two brilliant goals. You know, the first one with his left foot, absolutely unbelievable. The cross in that he put in for Richarlison for the own goal. He played another one for Sonny that Son just missed, kind of similar to that. And for me, I predicted Harry Kane was going to come back this season, back to his best. I thought he'd be hitting this pre-season running. He's going into a season where he could get the Tottenham record, he could get the England record, he could get the Golden Boot of the World Cup, and he'll be hurting from not winning that Golden Boot last season. I think he also sees trophies, so he'd be highly motivated. So it was good to see him get off to a good start today. It was unbelievable to see Sonny score.
Dave, just before you move on from Harry Kane, do you think there's any surprise that Gianni Vio has come in the last week and Harry Kane so carefully nicked it off the man in their wall and deflected it so purposely into the bottom corner?
Look, that was definitely from his playbook, to be honest with you. You look at all the bodies bunched together, and when they moved, if you go back and look at it, all the bodies bunched together, and they all moved across to create that little space, straight out of Giovanni's playbook. So big yourself up, already reaping the benefits from that. But yeah, look, maybe let Harry Kane take a few more free kicks, you know? And maybe all he needed was just help from Dyer and Doherty to move people over. Unbelievable. If you can't get it over the wall, get people to move the wall. I mean, what more do you want? Sonny, absolutely delighted to see the guy score in his home country, in front of his own people for the club he absolutely adores. This guy signed a contract when this club was on its knees. And, you know, he got the rewards today by going out there and scoring the brace. Penalty was a bit close, but I love the composure. But delighted to see him back. He made some very clever runs in behind as well. He even won that free kick. I think the one that Kane scored from. So very good to see Sonny back. And to be honest with you, I like what I've been seeing from Sonny's camp before pre-season started. And it kind of gave me an inkling that Son's here to prove things. Pre-season was in his own home country, so he's not going to go out there not ready to perform in front of his people. He wants to another crack at the Golden Boot. But his father also said Sonny needs to be 10% better and do a bit more to be world class. And then when they put that to Sonny, he came out and he said, what was it he said again? I just want to make sure I get this right for everybody because I know people out there like to quote me. What was it? Yeah, so basically what Son said was that if I was world class, you wouldn't even ask me this. So that indication tells me that Son's going to go on and reach new levels this season. And for me, I thought forward line, very, very positive. I thought Lucas looked decent. Richarlison, On another day would have came out with 2 goals, and we probably would have gave Everton another 60 million just because we were happy with him. So, I mean, very happy with that. I thought Bentancur and Skip in midfield, very, very lively. I mean, Bentancur absolutely bodied one of their players in the first half. Absolutely bodied him. Skip looked nice and sharp, which was good to see coming off a long injury. But there are negatives, unfortunately. But negatives with a positive spin. Sanchez. Guys, he's just not good enough. He is just not good enough. Honestly, I thought he was auditioning for Rush Hour 4 when he went to kick that. Why didn't he go with his head? Why not go with your head? And the thing is, it's just the same problems I see continuing on from last season. That goal there that they scored with that cross in the box, I go into my tactical breakdowns. In fact, I'll take clips from them. I'll send them to you, Ben and Sim. I can pull 10, 11 of them up from last season, and the same things are happening. I get it's preseason. But if I'm Davinson Sanchez, and I found myself as a backup, which is what he is, I would come to this preseason ready to prove a point. I wouldn't have the same excuse as everyone else that, oh, it's the first game of preseason, I'm just getting into fitness. I would have been training all over the summer, and I would have come back ready from day dot to prove my point and say, okay, Conte, you have no option but to pick me now. But he didn't do that. And look, we can make the excuse that this guy's played left centre-back. He's also played right centre-back, and he's also played centre-back. Equally, being as atrocious. So for me, and even with Eric Dyer, I've been saying about this guy for some time. Don't get me wrong. Very good campaign last season to Eric Dyer's standards. But if you compare him to some of the other centre-backs in the league, was he as good? Probably not. And look, he was in no man's land for the cross. There was a shot that they took from the edge of the box. He was walking out to when he should be running out and charging that down. And for me, I think I think I'm happy that that's been highlighted first game of this pre-season, because it now gives us an opportunity to act in the market. That's clear to me. We need a centre back, because we talk about closing the gap on Man City, and it's all well and good buying midfielders, buying strikers, to bulk up, and if you get injuries that you have players coming in, you can still keep maintaining results. But defensively also, you need to be better so that you can catch up on Man City, Liverpool. And that's, for me, why we still need to bring in a centre-back in here this window.
David, the Irish youngster Troy Parrott had a bit of a run out today as well. Good 20 minutes near the end of the game. What did you make of his cameo?
Yeah, look, Parrott, I thought he looked sharp, first of all. A bit selfish at times. I don't mind it, but maybe there was a couple of times he could have, maybe there was better options on. But at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't going to be his game when the second ball was played through to him, and again, it was just slightly overhit. But he made some very, very good runs. And look, I want to see more of him. I can't really take too much off that performance, but there's a lot. Like what he did do, he done very well, in my opinion.
A lot of plaudits coming in for Harvey White and Emerson Royale on the other side. What did you make out of their performances today?
Do you know what? Harvey White, I thought, was brilliant with what he had to do. Actually, I'll come back to Harvey White because that's going to be a bit of a longer discussion. 420 is in about 20 minutes. So, yeah, I'll come back to that. But with Emerson, look, I thought he had a bit of a mixed game. I thought he'd done some stuff really well, and I thought there was some stuff he'd done really poor. God knows how he missed that chance from 6 yards out. I would have buried that half asleep. I don't understand how we missed that. But Emerson, I think it's still a bit of a mixed bag, which kind of is what we saw towards the end of the season last season. Can do some really good stuff, but then can do some bad stuff. But he was okay. He was okay. It's nothing to write home about. I don't think he'll be in the back pages of the paper tomorrow. Well, for anything good anyway. Look, when you look over on the left side, I think Session, now, it's going to take me a while to lead into Harvey White, so just give me 2 minutes, boys. Session, I'm going to put my neck
all
out
yours,
there.
my friend.
I don't think Session will make it at Tottenham. I don't. Look, for me, I just don't think there's enough consistency out of the guy. Like one minute he got by his marker, put a beautiful ball into box. Next time he done it, he put the ball into keeper's hands. You look at Kane's 2 crosses, right on the money. And Session has to be more consistent. He has to be better. And again, defensively, he was showing up at times today. And for me, I thought he was bang average. And again, with Perisic coming in, I'm looking at Session. Show me what you've got. Don't accept being back up to this guy. Show me what you've got. Come ready. Be better. And when I look at him at 22 years of age compared to when he was 17, I think he's regressed. I thought I was more excited about him when he was 17, 18 than what he is at 22 years of age. I'm just not sure he's cut out to make it at Tottenham. I'll be honest.
Wow, it's interesting. I mean, I didn't have too much of a problem with Sessegnon today, and I think might be a bit too harsh on a player with, you know, at that age. He's got a big scope to improve. I think Antonio Conte believes in him as well. So if Conte believes in him, then I've got no reason not to believe in him. You know what I mean?
No, look, at the end of the day, if Conte believes in him, I trust Conte. I mean, you know, he's one thing, so I'll put my blind trust into him. But we did also go out and buy Perisic, so he can't have that much, or not buy Perisic, but we got Perisic in, so he can't have that much faith that he's the man. But look, I can get this progression with Sessegnon, but for me, for me, it's this season. You've got this season to prove something. You're not a kid anymore. You're not 17, 18. You're 22 years of age. I want to see more. I want to see more. I don't see him getting any better. And for me, we can use injuries. But at the end of the day, the guy's been around first-team football for 5 years. I expect better from someone that's been around the game at level for 5 years. But then you bring in Harvey White. First time he's tested, he's composed, takes the ball off him and puts the ball between two players straight to Sonny. I mean, that's composure. He put in a beautiful cross as well. You know, Sessegnon put in one and had more attempts. Harvey White had one attempt, and it's straight on the money. Beautiful cross. And for me, I would actually keep Harvey White around over Papa Matar, boys. And the reason why I say that is because with Papa Matar, physically he's ready, right? Physically he's ready, and he was okay today. He wasn't bad, but I would loan him out. And the reason why I keep Harvey White is because this guy's been around the block. He's done a number of pre-seasons, a number of loans, and he deserves his chance. And with Sessegnon's injury record, with us selling Reguilon, if Sessegnon goes out injured, we have a 33-year-old Perisic. So with Harvey White being able to double up as a left wing back, but also as a centre midfielder and could be that fifth choice centre midfielder, I think for me it makes more sense for us to keep Harvey White around, nurture him, and give him a chance than what I would keeping Papa Matar around.
Interesting. Back on Sessegnon for a second. Would you prefer Reguilon over Sessegnon in the squad?
Yeah. Look, Sessegnon's better defensively than Reguilon, but for me, Reguilon was better going forward. You never see Sessegnon in the positions we've seen Reguilon in. Our problem with Reguilon is he can't finish. So that's why we went and upgraded in that area and bought Perisic. Like, it's ideal to have one defensive wing back and one attacking wing back, depending on the game. So you can bring in, say, for instance, Sessegnon against likes of Liverpool and City, bring in Perisic for other games or whatever. So for me, I think Sessegnon stays because he's better defensively, and we signed Perisic because he's better attacking than Reguilon. I think that's why Reguilon probably finds himself out of the team. But I would rather keep Reguilon around. I think Reguilon's better, in my opinion.
Fair enough. And last but not least, Dave, who was your the biggest standout performer, man of the match today?
Do you know what? I think Kane was outstanding when he came on in the second half. And the amount of goals we scored in that second half when he came on, contribution with 3 goals. I thought Son was very energetic as well. I'd be killed if I didn't give it to Son on his home territory. So I'm going to go and give it to Son on his home territory.
Oh, you've bowed into the peer pressure, Dave. You've bowed into the peer pressure.
No, look, really, I want to give it to Kane. Secretly, I want to give it to Kane. But every time I big up Kane, I get slaughtered for it. So I'm going to give it to... Look, with the whole nation looking at Sonny to perform today, it's not the easiest thing to go out and do. And he done it. He done it with the weight of the nation on his shoulders. So for me, that takes a lot of bollocks. So I'm going to give it to him. And I just want to say quickly, Eric Dyer, bit atrocious, some bad moments defensively, but with that goal, I've kind of changed his nickname. So it's not Moon Boots, it's now Rocket Boots.
I love it. Rocket Man!
Yeah. But look, everybody out there, it's great to have our Tottenham back. We won 6-3. Forget the negatives. It's all about the positives. We're clearly building onto something good this season, and let's all enjoy the journey together. Big up, Ben and Sim, and we'll see you all soon.
Big up, Dave. Big up, Dave. We'll speak to you soon.
See you, boys.
Everyone, head over to the Irish Hotspur and subscribe to his channel. Great content, and obviously he heads up the pump up for every single game from now until the end of the season.